Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me Blessing if you are new in this channel. So guys, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe on this channel and turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss any video in this channel. So in today's class, we'll be learning how to make this short sneaker you see me putting on. If you are interested, keep on watching and let's go. So that with me here, I have my pattern paper and this is me marking my length of my trouser, my knicker. So as you can see that I have already draft a line and I minus 2 inches from the length of this pants, okay, or of this short. So guys, so the actual measurement I'm working with is 20 inches. So this is my 20 inches that I mark. So I'll just go ahead to roll it up and add extra 2 inches for my hemming allowance. So here I come down by 8 inches for my hip length, okay, from 9 hip length. So for the crush, my normal crush measurement is 9.5. So I will add 1 inches to this 9.5 inches. Then it will make that makes it 10.5. So I will just go ahead to mark my 10.5 inches. Then after marking my 10.5 inches, I will just go ahead to extend this line like this, okay. So guys, this is how it looks like. So since it's a female short sneaker, I will just go ahead to curve the sides by marking 1 inches from the center front like this, okay. And mark 1 inches from here, then I will connect it to meet the hip line, okay. Just watch me and you will understand. I mark from the 1 inches, I will come down to the hip line like this, okay. I'm trying to make a curve at the side. So now I'll come to the hemming part here and I will come in by 1.5 inches like this, okay. Then I will connect it to meet the hip length as well. So guys, after extending my line to the hip area, I will find out that there is a sharp edge there. So I will go ahead to use my fresh curve to eliminate the sharp edge so that it will be curving at this area, okay. So guys, you can see this other part here is no longer needed, okay. We trim it off later and all our measurement will start from the new line. So now the next step is to divide my waist measurement divided by 4. So my actual waist measurement is 34. Then I will divide 34 into 4 and add 1 inches for allowance, okay. So now I'll come over to the hip area, divide my hip measurement divided by 4 and also add 1 inches for my seam allowance. Then I'll come over to this crush line, okay, and divide my thigh measurement by 2. So guys, I will divide my thigh measurement divide by 2 and I will add 1 inches for my seam allowance, okay. Then I'll add 1 inches for my seam allowance. Now I'll connect from the waist to the hip line like this. I will just connect it with a straight ruler. Then after connecting with a straight ruler, I will make a curve from the hip to the crush, okay. I will make using my free hand because my curve rule is not giving me what I want. So I just go ahead to use my free hand to just curve this part like this, okay. So guys, after that I will just come to this down part and divide my lap measurement divide by 2. Then I will add ½ inch for my seam allowance, okay. So guys, note that just the lap and the thigh measurement that you will divide by 2, while your hip and your waist measurement you will divide it by 4. Then after that I will just go ahead to connect the lines together like this. You can see me connecting my lines together. So I will just extend it to the hemi allowance like this. So guys, this is how it looks like. Then the next step is to take my dart measurements. Okay, I'm just trying to extend my lines to the hemi allowance. So now after that, I'll just take my dart measurement. I will mark from the new line for our waist. I will mark 5 inches. Starting from the new line, I will mark 5 inches. Okay, then after marking my 5 inches, at that spot I will come down by 4 inches like this and mark my 4 inches. That is the dart leg. I will just mark my 5 inches, my 4 inches there, and I will extend the line like this, just the way you see me doing like now. So I will just extend the line. Then after extending my line, I will divide 1 inches in between this dart leg by marking half an inch on both sides. Okay, so guys, after marking, I will just go ahead to extend, like I will connect it down to the dart leg like this. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so you can see, you remember I said I added 1 inches to my cross line. So now I will come down from this cross line by 1 inches. So after coming down by 1 inches from this cross line here, then I will connect it down to my waist line, my waist measurement there. Okay, I will just connect it. It's just a kind of a slant at the waist area. Okay, so I will just connect from that 1 inches down to my waist measurement there. So you can see that our normal cross line is there now, 9.5 inches. You can see, starting from the 1 inches we come down, you can see that it has come back to our normal cross measurement, because my normal cross measurement is 9.5. So after removing my 1 inches, and it has come back to 9.5. Okay, so now basically we are done. I will just go ahead to write a front at this part, so that we know that this part here is the front. So I will just go ahead to cut out my pattern for us to see how it looks like. So guys, this is how it comes out after cutting out my front. So I will use this part now to cut out the back. So guys, you can see that I've placed my front pattern to a fresh pattern paper. So now what I will do now is to just extend this crotch area, this crotch part here, by 2 inches. Okay, then before I will extend, I will first of all extend the line so that I will not miss the line. Okay, I don't know if you understand. I will first of all extend this crotch line like this first. After extending this line, then I will just go ahead now to come up from this. I will come up by 1.5 inches from this line. From this point here, I will extend the line up, because the reason why I am extending this line is because we have a big bum at the back, so that it can accommodate our bum very well. Okay, so now after that, I will mark 1.5 inches. Okay, for my allowance at the back. 1.5 inches for my allowance at the back. Then I will come to this crotch area and add 2 inches. But if you have a very big bum, you can go ahead to add 2.5 inches to it. Okay, so now I will just go ahead to mark 1.5 inches down to the hip area. Okay, so after marking my 1.5 inches down to the hip area, I will just go ahead to connect the line like this. Okay, connect from the top like this, just the way you see me connecting. Then I will connect the other dots that I marked, the 1.5 inches that I marked to the hip area, the hip to the hip line. Okay, then after marking, I will connect from there. I will use my French curve to, my French curve will not give me what I want, so I will just go ahead to use my free hand to connect it as a kind of curving to meet the 2 inches I come out with. Then I will use my French curve to blend the sharp edge that is there, okay, so that it will blend well. Okay, so I will just go ahead to blend it like that to meet the 2 inches I come out with. Okay, you can see the crush area that is out now. Okay, if you have a sharp edge at this area, just blend it so that it will not be sharp in that area. So now that is it, guys. So now the next step is to connect from this line here down to meet the waist, the side. Okay, I will just connect it to meet the side so that the two sides will correspond together when you are joining your two fabrics together. So that is the reason why you will connect the two sides to meet each other. But for the crotch area, we have a bumper at the back so that it can accommodate it very well. So for the other side, for this side here, I will come out by 1.5 inches as well for my allowances. Okay, 1.5 inches. After coming out by 1.5 inches, I will use a straight ruler now to connect from the crotch to the hem area. Okay, hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. I will use my straight ruler to connect it like this because the back is normally bigger than the front because of the bumper we have at the back, so that it will cover it very well, so that the back will not be too tight. Okay, so now this is how it is. For the side, it will be the same, as in it will be the same for the side. Okay, so now this is me. I'm connecting my dart. I'm just extending my dart to the back. So I will now I will just trace out the side. You can see me, I'm tracing out the side because the side must correspond to each other. Okay, the side and the down part must correspond to each other. So after tracing out the side and the bottom part, you can see me using a straight ruler to connect the down part straight. Okay, so now after connecting, I will just go ahead to remove the front pattern. Okay, I pinned it before, then I will just go ahead to remove the front pattern. So guys, after removing my front part, I will just go ahead to extend the dart leg for the back. From where I stop, I will mark 4 inches down. Okay, where I stop from the, I don't know whether you understand, I will extend it down. So I will just use a straight ruler to connect it down like this. After connecting, I will use 1/2 inch on both sides to create my dart. Okay, so guys, after creating my dart, I will just extend it to the dart leg like so. So guys, this is how it comes out. So the back is ready. I'll just go ahead to blend my lines so that it will be more visible for me to see. So now I will just go ahead to identify this part as back. So basically we are done. I will just go ahead to cut out my pattern and see how it comes out. So guys, this is how it comes out. This is the back, this is the front. You can see that the back is bigger than the front at the cross part. Okay, so this is how it's supposed to be. You can see that is corresponding together. So now I will just go ahead to transfer this to my main fabric. So guys, I've transferred to my main fabric. This is my pocket, and I use the length of the pocket is 14 inches, while the width I use 7 inches for the width, and is on fold. So guys, you can see that I have cut out my pattern on it. So first of all, work with the front. I go ahead to notch my dart so that I will know where my darts will be. We start from, you can see that I cut the back and the front in 2 pieces. Okay, the front 2 pieces and the back also 2 pieces. So now I will take the back aside and let's work with the front first. So now I will just go ahead to remove my pin from the pattern paper. I will remove my pin. After removing my pin, I will now first of all take out my pattern paper. Then now you can see the pocket. I will first start with my pocket. You can see that I marked, what I did here is that I marked 7 inches from the waist down to 7 inches, and I notched that area, the 7 inches there. I notched it. Okay, I notched it about half an inch. Then after notching, for this upper part here, I come in by 2 inches. Okay, so I come in by 2 inches. Then I make a kind of a slash, how will I call it, a slash there. So I make it 2 inches there at the front. I make 2 inches. Then I slash it like this. Then I ironed it. Hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So I did the same thing to the other side of the front. Okay, so now the next thing is to bring out one of these parts here and bring out my pockets. Okay, so now I will open up the pocket. Remember, it's on fold. I will open up the pocket. Then after open up the pocket, now you see the area that I ironed. You remember I ironed the slash part. Okay, because after marking my 2 inches there, I ironed it. You can see the area that I used to iron, the line that is there. So now after that, I will just use the line as a guide for me. So I will place my pocket now. I will place it like this, right side meeting right side. Then I will ensure that that line, I will place my pocket before the line. Okay, before the line. Then after placing my pocket, then I will just slash it like that, and I will first of all pin it down. After pinning, I will take it to my sewing machine and run a straight stitches there. So guys, you can see that I have stitched it. You can see the excess at this side here. So the next step is to just open it up like this, and I will just fold in by half an inch and to stitch on the pockets, not the main fabric. Okay, I will just turn it and to stitch on the pockets. Okay, not the main fabric. Okay, I will just go ahead to do that and see what's next. So guys, you can see that I have to stitched it at the pocket side. Okay, you can see how neat it comes out. So, and I went ahead to fold both the pocket and the main fabric, and I to stitch the two together like this. So guys, that is it. You can see now the next step is just to fold it like this, wrong side meeting wrong side. Then I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew from the folded area down to where I notched. Okay, so guys, you can see that I have sewed it down to where I notched. Then I will bring it out so that the wrong side will correspond with the wrong side of the main fabric, and the right side will be inside the pocket. Okay, so this is how it goes. So I will just go ahead now to, on that part that I notched, I will just to stitch the pocket to the made fabric so that it can stay. Okay, I will top stitch where I notch with the pocket and the made fabric together so that it can stay together. Okay, hope you understand. That part that I'm holding now, I will top stitch there so that it will come out nice. So guys, you can see I have so the next step is to just take it to my sewing machine and top stitch on this part. I will just top stitch on this part like this. Okay, and that is it. You can see our pocket is ready. You can see that. You can see our pocket. I went ahead to top stitch the upper part as well. You can see I have top stitched that part, and I went ahead to top stitch the upper part and also stitch my dart as well. So I did the same thing to the opposite side of it. You can see the pocket here. I top stitched the up. You can see how beautiful it comes out. This is the pocket. Okay, so guys, the next step is to bring out the back. So I will just remove out my pattern from the back because I pinned it earlier, so I will remove my pin. So now after removing my pin, I will just bring it and correspond right side meeting right side. I will take it to my sewing machine and run a stitch by half an inch on the cross area like this. Okay, that's it. So guys, you can see I have sewed it by half an inch. There's the back. So I'll go ahead to bring the front for the front knicker or the front short. So I've went ahead to attach my zipper to it. Okay, in my next video I will post where I attach this zipper. Okay, that should be in my next video. So now I will place the right side meeting right side. Remember the back is wider than the front. Just make the sides correspond to each other and sew it by half an inch. Before I will sew it, I'll first of all pin it down so that we understand how to go about it. The side is half an inch. Okay, so this is me trying to pin it down so that we understand. We are just pin it. When I get to where I notch for the pocket, I will make sure that I sew both the pockets. Okay, I will climb the pocket a little bit. Okay, so that it will be closed there. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Climb the by half an inch for the pocket and the made fabric. Okay, look at it. I will just place the pocket and I will sew on top of the pocket by half an inch. Okay, when I sew there, I will remove the pocket from this way. I will remove the pocket from the way and continue with my half an inch, okay, down to the hemming part. Okay, when I'm through, I will show you how it looks like. So guys, you can see that I have sewed it. You can see this part here, the pocket area. I climb it by half an inch so that it will matches, as in how will I even explain this part. Let me just turn it off so that you understand what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so now you can see that the pocket now does not have rough edge at this side here because I climbed it by half an inch. The next step is to crochet my waist measurement. You can see the waist measurement here is 18 inches. Okay, it's 18 inches, as you can see, 18 inches for the waist. So when you calculate the 18 inches, it will end up giving you 36.5. okay, so the 36.5, so the half inches there is it does not really matter. So now the next, please remember to hold your dart at the back. Okay, so the next step is to close the side, the center, or how would I put it. Guys, I will crochet my lines here. My time measurement is 25. So when I divide 25 into 2, I will have 12.5. Okay, so now I have 13 inches altogether, remaining half an inch. The half an inch I will use it to close it. That is the half an inch that I'm marking there. So I have my 12.5 here, so that is the allowance that I mark at. So for this down part, mine is 20 inches, so I divide that by 2, I will have 10. So I will mark out my 10 out. Okay, you can see when after marking my 10, I have half an inch as well. So I will mark out my 10. I'll just place my 10 mark and mark out the allowance that is there. So you can see that I have half inches allowance. So I will just use a chalk to make it visible so that I will see it very well. Ensure that these two center meeting each other. So I will take it to my sewing machine and run a stitch. So guys, I've run a stitch on it. You can see that this down part, one is longer than one. You can feel free to trim out any excess that you have, but it will not affect your measurement. Just trim out the excess that you have. After that, I will just go ahead to fold my down part. Okay, I'll go ahead to first of all iron it, and I will fold it. Okay, so guys, this is the waist area. I will just go ahead to measure my waist to use to cut out my band. Okay, I will measure my waist and to use to cut out my band. After the measurement, I got 36.5 inches. So it doesn't really matter. That 36.5 inches, the extra 5 inches that attached to it, it won't spoil anything. Just make use of it. So I've went ahead to cut out my band. Remember, we minus 2 inches band from the length. So this is my 2 inches band. So it's on fold. I fold it, making it 4 inches. If I open it up, it's 4 inches, but if I fold it, it's 2 inches. You can see that I added my paper stay on the other side. So for this other part here, I ironed half an inch in like this. You can just see it. So guys, after iron, I left the other part open about half an inch, like this 2 inches. You can see that it's 2 inches for the inches that we deducted from the length. So we want to replace it back. So now I left about half an inch for me to stitch it to the main fabric, and I will just go ahead to crochet the line. The full line is 36.5. My normal waist measurement is 36, but the half that is attached to it doesn't really matter. Okay, if you have something like that, it won't spoil anything. So now first of all, I will just go ahead to pin it down. I will first of all pin it down before I will take it to my sewing machine and run a stitch. Before then, like I said, I will use a pin to first of all hold it before I will take it to my sewing machine. So guys, you can see I have pin it, so I will take it to my sewing machine now and sew. So guys, I've done attaching both this band and the main fabric together. You can see how it goes. So guys, you can see that I left about half an inch for my joining allowance. So you can see I fold it, I open the seam open so that these two can correspond together, the seam that I fold in. So I'll take it to my sewing machine and run a stitch. So guys, I have run a stitch by the side like this. Remember to open the stitch that you fold in. Remember to open before you sew. So now I have sewed, and you can see I bring it out to the wrong side like this. You can see the sides, you can see, and the folded area is there, so it will enable me to have a very neat stitches at this side. So I will use this partner to cover the rough edges at the waist area so that the waist area here can be neat. Okay, I will just do it like that and sew. So guys, you can see that I have sewed it, and you can see how neat it comes out. You can see how neat. Just go ahead to iron your short. It's ready. You can just go ahead to iron your short, and I've went ahead to, so you can see the zipper area. You can see how neat it comes out. You can see it's very neat. Just try this, okay, and give me a feedback. So I've went ahead to hem the bottom part as well by 2 inches. Remember, we added 2 inches to it. So guys, this is our short knicker. This is how it comes out. Very beautiful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss any beautiful tutorial from this channel. This is the end of today's channel. Thanks for watching. Bye. See you in my next one.